follow up?
Right. Yeah.
This position generally has a lot of committees to fill and usually has the least committees that are actually filled. And so I guess just more specifically, is there a way that you would plan to engage people in committees that are less popular to the student body?
What do you mean by committees less filled?
That aren't, like, there are committees that have no student representatives on them, even though there are spots available for them.
Okay, well basically to fix that problem, it would have to be through advertisement. It's through reaching out to the students, letting them know that these committees are there, that they're available, and that you're able to attend them.
Thank you. All right, final question to Lisa.
Right. So, Patrick, what experiences in your time here at Western do you believe have contributed to your knowledge and understanding of campus activities, the student body, and student issues pertaining to the responsibilities of VP for Academic Affairs?
The experience that I've gathered in my year at Western relating to this position, I've mostly been on committees. I've sat on 5 committees since I came here, 3 of which are directly related to this position. One of them is the Student Tech Fee Committee, and one of the problems I've realized with that is that it's a committee that allocates funds for students that students pay, but there was only 1 student proposal this year, and that was out of 17 proposals. And so by making sure that students are aware of these things, I feel like it would make a lot more student issues actually be addressed, because they can actually get the funding to their departments that they feel they need, not just the faculty. And beyond that, having knowledge with things like the Committee on Undergraduate Education and being aware of how we need to communicate to students and faculty to make sure people understand why we have general education, why we go through GURs, and just making sure that everyone's aware, because I know there's a lot of confusion with students about why we go through all these GURs, and they're not really directly related to your major, but it gives you that breadth of knowledge that we are trying to achieve at this university. So to really make sure that everyone is aware of why they're here through the faculty and through reaching out to them in committees, I think that would definitely
Alright, is there a follow-up?
Yeah, so you addressed your experiences pertaining to issues of student responsibilities and student issues, but what are your experiences working with the student body?
With the student body, a lot of the work I've done with them is more on a representative capacity, whether it's be with committees like I've addressed, or going on Viking Lobby Day, or planning Viking Lobby Day, or anything like this, where there's a lot of direct involvement with what the student body needs and what the issues that they care about are, so that you can actually put those on things like the statewide agenda for WSA or the state agenda for the AS. So a lot of my experience with the AS has been actually with the student body and making sure that they're represented at all levels.
Thank you. All right. Give a round of applause for our candidates. All right. Thank you, candidates. So now we'll be taking audience questions. No, we won't. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, you can read it on your own, or do you two both want to go up there? Yeah, let's do that.
My team. I guess everyone knows me here for me.
Sorry.
I invited a majority of those people.
We're good. We made the room.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of rude that they didn't stay the whole time. I'll be hearing about that. Yeah, I'm going to talk to every one of those people. Yeah. I'd say about 99%.
All right, everybody, let's bring it back in. Now we're going to have a statement from Chelsea Chelsea Gaunt.
Hello, I want to thank Nick, the elections coordinator, who's been awesome, and thank you all for coming and supporting. Your respect, your time is appreciated. I am Chelsea Gaunt, your 2014-2015 ASVP Business and Operations candidate. I'm a junior working towards my bachelor's in international business with a minor in Chinese. A little bit about me. I was former budget authority for Black Student Union, and I'm the current office assistant for the AS Ethnic Student Center. I'll be going into my second year, I believe. I enjoy watching Scandal. I enjoy traveling, and I enjoy serving others. In fact, that's why I'm seeking this position, because I have a heart for service. I hone innate leadership abilities and business knowledge that can best serve the students of Western. I also plan to keep students' needs at the forefront when making financial and business decisions. As a student, I've observed an issue affecting students. It's comprised of 3 components: transparency, awareness, and student involvement, which I mentioned in the interview in the AS review, and which Katrina mentioned as well. I've spoken to students who say things like, board of directors, I don't even know what they do, or I don't see them unless it's election season, or that program existed, I wish I would have been introduced to that 3 years ago. Hearing these sentiments ignite in me a sense of urgency to have students get involved and take advantage of the opportunities available to them. Also, I plan to design a plan where students can better track our progress on the board and hold me accountable if elected. And lastly, you might not be thinking about the associated students, but the associated students is thinking about you. So your voice, your interest, and your presence matters. Thank you.
Right. Next up, Christina Rodriguez.
So hi, I'm Christina. I'm a junior and I'm majoring in political science and law, diversity, and justice. But something about me is I'm from Olympia. It's a white city. I went to a white high school. I know what diversity is like because I walk it like every single day. And then when I was 12, I got this skin condition that was really chronic. It's a chronic, ongoing skin condition. So it made me realize that there's a lot of different intersectionalities of diversity. Like, not only was I a Guatemalan in a white city, I was a person of color, I was a woman of color, and I was a woman who was dealing with a disability. And it really made me understand the different concepts of diversity. And with this, I was 12, so then I just decided to be involved with the community. And with community involvement, I learned about empowerment and political action and civic engagement. And so I really make sure that that's a part of what I do, even as a student in college. So since I've been involved at Western, I've been part of the AS clubs with MECHA. I've held leadership roles that extend from the campus to the national level as the National MECHA Coordinating Council, and that's how I oversee the MECHA, like in the national structure, regional structure, and also with the different chapters. And basically what I've learned through that is one way to overcome oppression, whatever kind of facet of diversity you represent, is through student involvement, higher education, civic engagement. It's really, I really preach the fact that, like, I'm sorry, I really don't deal well with people, but but I mean, sorry. I have experience with different communities, so it does help me, like, work with people, even though I said that I don't just a second ago. But I have experience dealing with people from the community back in Olympia. I worked with farm workers. I wasn't exactly from that background, but I learned that in order to make a change in your community, you have to be involved with the roots, at the roots. And that's what I plan to do as VP for diversity so far. Oh my gosh, okay.
I'll do like a finish sentence.
Okay, where was my sentence? Oh, sorry, okay, never mind.
Now do I read the script for the end?
Yes.
Okay, so, do you sit back down, I think, or
No, they can all, everybody stand up.
Everyone come up now.
You can stand in front of the podium. Or the table.
Just gonna sit right here.
Okay, so
Oh, you taking pictures right now? Okay. What do I do? Can I? Okay. Gonna slide down. Goodness.
I'm so proud.
I'm gonna get off the floor now. Okay. Okay. All right. So we're now gonna take audience questions. Please direct your questions to either candidates or both candidates for the position, so they can both answer. Candidates will have 30 seconds to respond to each audience question. Audience members will be allowed to follow up only for clarification purposes. If you'd like to pose a question for the candidates, please raise your hand and I'll call on you. In the interest of time, please remember to keep your questions concise. I hear from Jared.
Yeah, VP for Activities candidates. So in your position, you will play the role of a supervisor role, a liaison role, a representative role, and probably a lot more of roles, but we'll just stick to those three. In your opinion, your understanding of these certain words I just said, can you describe what you understand as these words to be in the capacity of the position you're trying to be?
Okay,
Sorry, that was
so
really wordy.
so you said supervising, liaison, and what was the third one? Representative. Okay, so liaison for sure. It's, for example, with the athletics director. That's just having a working relationship with them and having communication between those entities on campus. Representation, to me, that's listening to what students have to say, to what students want and need. And I think I would want to carry that. Reaching out to students personally, like maybe through Facebook, like, hey students, or maybe through Viking Village if that still exists next year. Saying like, hey students, what do you want, what do you need, productivity-wise. And then lastly, supervising, I see that more as a guiding role, more than supervising like and micromanaging. Would be guiding, telling them, with my past experiences, like what works, what doesn't work, what direction the project should take, especially having worked already at TV's office, helping them with the events would be what that means to me.
Can I just repeat what she said? I'm just kidding. Okay, so so for me, supervisor means overseeing what different people do and making sure they're doing things correctly, guiding them to the shared goal of everybody within the organization, within the school. Representative is for the students, seeing what concerns they have, asking questions, knowing what the student body in general wants. And then I said liaison, okay. Liaison is acting between different organizations, seeing what both of them want, how they can work together, and what ways they can collaborate to achieve what they both want without impeding the other.
Thank you. I'm going to ask a Twitter question now. This is for the VP of Diversity. What role do you think the AS should play in the recent diversity controversy on campus? Hashtag AS Elections 2014.
Okay, well, I just, at 5 p.m., I went to the student-led meeting that was about this issue. And one thing that I realized is that we have a lot of, like the AS and the students of Western Washington University have so many ideas and so many ways how they can be empowered and be involved in a movement. And how the AS can help is that, well, basically what VP for Diversity does, we can like point them out to different different resources on campus that can help organize these movements or help organize these actions. And I know that this issue has been affecting a lot of people recently, and I don't want people to think that it just affects people of color. It affects everyone, and we are like a community. We are, basically everyone goes to this school. We all want to work together for the betterment of everyone. So I know that the AS can help in many ways, such as the different resources, and also as my position, I could help with the resources that they need, like being a liaison for everything to make everything work cohesively.
Thank you. Take another question from the audience. Yeah.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. This is a question for VP Gazabs. And as you mentioned in your candidacy, and you talked about it a little bit, that this position position oversees business office, the PC, Viking Union, and the bookstore. But it also, as VP, provides oversight for not only the business office, but the personnel office, the comm office, which was just added this year, and the assessment office. In this position, how will you provide support for all these offices while allowing them to maintain independence and integrity?
I think checking in, being that resource to them, communicating, but not being a manager where I am too forceful. Letting them have free reign to do the positions and the duties that are asked of them, but also just communicating, being that resource, and anything they need, I'm there. What I don't know, I can learn through trainings and experience. I hope that kind of answers it a little bit.
I'm asking another Twitter question. So this is for the VP of Student Life. People smoking while walking through campus is gross. How will you stop this?
Would you like me to start?
Sure.
Yeah. So I think, we